Okay, who here hasn't been to space?
Why?
You better not throw up on my ship.
Approaching jump in 3, 2, 1.
Spider-Man. Now, we have talked quite a bit about Spider-Man 4 when it comes to speculation, when it comes to the things that we somewhat do know as far as rumors or whatever. So we know that obviously now Spider-Man may not be showing up in Daredevil Born Again. We do know that Tom Holland is signed for Spider-Man 4, 5, 6, Kang Dynasty, Secret Wars, and there was something else that he was supposed to do, but it wasn't sure. It was unclear what that third or fourth project was going to be, but a lot of people assumed that, well, the rumor was, I want to say people assumed, the rumor was that he was going to be showing up in Daredevil Born Again and that he was going to, the events of Daredevil Born Again were going to bleed into Spider-Man 4, and that Spider-Man 4 was going to adapt Devil's Reign because Kingpin is supposed to become the mayor of New York City maybe in Echo, or maybe he starts his campaign in Echo and then it falls into Daredevil Born Again, and he becomes mayor in Daredevil Born Again, and then that also, I guess, is also supposed to bleed into Spider-Man 4. But we don't even know if that's happening anymore. We don't even know if he's going to be in Daredevil Born Again anymore. But Kevin Feige has come out and he has said a few different things. I also heard a rumor. This is not coming from like My Time to Shine Hello, Can We Get Some Toast, The Watch, or anybody like that. But I saw something out there. It wasn't even from the Marvel Studios subreddit. It was on Twitter. Was it on Twitter? I think it was on Twitter. But it was a thread. Of, I should have saved that shit. It was a thread of kind of valid points. Something that people suggesting that, which I really don't. Miles Morales may be in Spider-Man 4 is what people are saying, but not Miles Morales from the Sony universe. Not that Miles Morales like I always thought they were going to do. To me, I thought that would have just been the smartest thing to do. Even though, even if Miles Morales does show up in Spider-Man 4, and I don't think that he is, but even if he does show up in Spider-Man 4, you don't have to redo his origin. That was one of my biggest things with Miles Morales is why would you do a live action? Why would you do live action Miles Morales, but you don't need to retell his origin story in live action when you already have it perfectly told in the Into the Spider-Verse film.
Which is one of the biggest movies.
Yeah, one of the biggest Spider-Man movies. So, if he is in it, he's in it. I'm not really sure. It'd be dope if he's in it. That's why I'm not overreacting to it, because I don't want to get excited for some shit that likely I don't see Sony playing that nice.
Yeah.
I just don't see Sony playing that nice, but they could. I don't know. But this is what Kevin Feige had to say about. He was speaking with again Entertainment Weekly, and this is what he had to say to them. While it's unknown if Spider-Man 4 will be a part of either MCU's Phase 5 or 6, a promising update from Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige shed some light on its development. Spider-Man No Way Home ending managed to set up a fresh start for Peter Parker, leading to the events of Spider-Man 4. Plot details are still being kept under wraps, but Feige did tease that the titular web slinger is going into the street-level heroes, which, again, we're all excited about because we get to finally see Spider-Man be fucking Spider-Man. And what did they call him? What did they call him? Iron Boy, whatever it was, Iron Spider, whatever the fuck it was. He's no longer that. A past rumor also revealed that Spider-Man 4 is eyeing a July 2024 release. We talked about that through Sony Pictures boss Tim Rothman said he was still unsure when it may come to theaters. And Kevin Feige, speaking with Entertainment Weekly, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige revealed that the story of Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4 has been completed. This major update indicated that a script could soon be submitted, with Feige saying that the movie's writers are just putting pen to paper now. All right. Then he went on to say, all I will say is that we have the story. We have big ideas for that, and our writers are just putting pen to paper. What is Spider-Man 4's story? Marvel boss Kevin Feige's latest confirmation that Spider-Man 4's story is now complete could hint that the movie's brainstorming sessions are now finished, with our writers are just putting pen to paper. Comment indicating that the script is currently being made. As a result, the chances of seeing Spider-Man 4 in its rumored July 2024 release date are low. Moreover, this could also mean a 2025 premiere for Tom Tom Holland's led movie is possible. Spider-Man 4 reportedly has a grounded story, meaning there is no cosmic threats and multiversal shenanigans this time. This means that Peter Parker's wit and skills will be tested like never before, while also potentially teaming up with other street-level heroes like Daredevil or the Punisher. The Punisher, get the fuck out. Spider-Man's telling a story about the titular web-slinger cleaning up crimes in New York could ultimately lead him to an eventful clash with Vincent D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk, setting up the comic-accurate showdown. Spider-Man 4 has no release date at this time. I don't know why they said Punisher. But for sure, they said Daredevil. So for sure, Daredevil. Again, this is something that we've talked about. We know that Daredevil may be, he may be showing up in Daredevil and things like that. But as far as the whole grounded thing, that's something we've all wanted. We've all wanted for Spider-Man to be that more grounded level, street level hero, to where we could see him teaming up with Daredevil. We could see him teaming up with, they say the Punisher, but okay, the Punisher. We could see him teaming up with, not just teaming up with. We could even we now get the possibility of seeing him fight his villains, the street level villains, and that is what I'm most excited for, because the possibilities are endless. His rogues gallery is so deep, and there are so many villains that you could translate on screen that would just be dope. That fans would just, it's Spider-Man. We've all said this so many times. He puts asses in the seats, and that's just what it is. But Q, you hear that Spider-Man is going to be more grounded, and it sounds like they're just now putting pen to paper. So what are you thinking about, a release date of possibly now 2025 instead of 2024? And what do you want to see in the more of a grounded Spider-Man?
Yeah, no, my first thought process is honestly, I think as much as we hate to see it and hear it, I think that they want to keep Spider-Man as individual as they can, just in terms of, because I think they know some of these movies aren't doing as good as they're supposed to be doing. And so I think they're going to not even set Tom Holland up or anything, but they just know the Spider-Man franchise has always done well. And so I think their best way to play it safe is to keep those stories just with him, and, throw in the Daredevil and maybe the She-Hulk sometimes, just the people he's supposed to team up with.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think they want to make it just him grounded fighting his villains, and eventually that leading up to something big in the end. But I think in Spider-Man 4 and 5, we shouldn't expect any team-ups or anything like that, just because they're going to do their own thing with this, because this is, after Endgame, really one of the only characters that's making them money and giving them good reviews and stuff like that. So they're definitely not going to mess that up by throwing them with characters that haven't been reviewed well by fans. But it's super exciting to hear, because all we've gotten of Tom Holland is just that, like we've said, Chillmonger said Peter Starker, and so it's that's all we got. And so it'll be exciting to see how he's able to play after the events of what happened in the last movie with Aunt May gone, and just after meeting the other Spider-Man and stuff like that.
Right.
So I just want to see how he plays that role of Spider-Man that's more grounded and more street villain-like and street hero-like. And so I think it'll be fun, honestly, because Tom Holland's we always talk about super good acting comes from plays and everything. So I'm excited for it. I just think it's only 2023. Shit's a long wait. So
it is a long wait.
I'm not sitting here super anticipating it with what we've gotten, but when the time comes around, I know everyone's going to be excited for it.
Yeah. It's a very long wait, and I love the fact that they even brought up obviously Kevin Feige himself wasn't going to bring up Wilson Fisk. He's not going to name drop like that, especially not this early, especially if they're just putting pen to paper, okay, Kevin. I think also this, though, I think that I like I said, I like that they said Wilson Fisk, because I really, really, really need the main villain to be Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin. I really want it to be. And I showed the last time we talked about this, I showed the Spider-Man, the PS4 game, where you fight Kingpin, but you don't just fight Kingpin. If you've played the game, you don't just fight Kingpin. You're fighting Mr. Negative. You fight Vulture. You fight Doc Ock. You fight his villains.
Are
it's the ground.
All these motherfuckers at you.
Yeah.
Not at
Yes.
You, but
yeah. That's what I'm saying. That would just be so dope. Now, again, if Daredevil does show up in it and they do have some type of banter, or Daredevil's helping him, take down Fisk, my little nerd heart would scream. I would love to see that. I really would love to see that. But I do agree with you on the maybe temper expectations on any type of team-ups. just simply because they may want to keep the focus simply on Spider-Man. This is him at his lowest, this is him actually being Peter Parker. We are not seeing him being Iron Boy Jr. or any of those other things. He is actually Peter Parker. He's actually Spider-Man at this point. He's lost everything. He doesn't have Aunt May. He doesn't have his friends. He doesn't know anyone. No one knows, or he knows people, but no one knows who he is.
I hope that's not one thing that they try to keep like playing flashbacks off of too, like what happened and that his friends don't remember and stuff like that. I hope they just advance the story, forget about it. He is who he is now.
And I would honestly like to pick up a couple years after No Way Home. Mm-hmm. He's been doing this, alone. He's been tackling things as Spider-Man on his own. But with the same, we also have to keep in mind here with Spider-Man, just because everyone that knew who he was as Peter Parker, people still know and remember the events from No Way Home. They remember the events from Far From Home. There are still people out there that think that Spider-Man killed Mysterio, that he murdered Mysterio. And I think with J. Jonah Jameson being, being JJ, being JJ, the last time we saw him in No Way Home, he had a podcast. He was the Daily Bugle, but it was a podcast. I feel like, but the next time we see the Daily Bugle in Spider-Man 4, it will be the Daily Bugle. It will be the Daily Bugle that we all know from the comics and things like that, from Spider-Man, Toby Spider-Mans and everything like that. It will be the Daily Bugle. And so with him, with the overall opinion out amongst the citizens of New York and the world being that he did murder Mysterio, that's something that J. Jonah Jameson can play on, keep going at the Spider-Menace, keep going at this web-slinging, murderous, whatever you want to call him. And then you play that. And now you think about this. If you have Wilson Fisk as mayor, you have Spider-Man then going after the mayor. That's still putting an even bigger target on his back. This J. Jonah Jameson, this web-slinging monster murdered Mysterio, and now he's going after the mayor. There's so many things that you can play on with this, and I know that. Go ahead.
It's just like that, and with the position that they're both in of Fisk being mayor and Jameson having such an influence with podcasting and stuff like that. It's like we all know that Spider's like bound to get framed for just about everything that goes down in New York, because those two, they're just gonna put the public opinion that he is like the villain. He's going around, flying around doing all this, and so that's going to be the interesting thing to see how they write him to be that villain. Because in terms, he's going to be at least to the public eye of the Marvel universe and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see how he combats that and stuff.
Yeah, and something I really want them to something they need to address is Scorpion. Yeah. Scorpion has not been addressed since Homecoming, since the whole him going up to Michael Keaton's Vulture and saying, word is, who the Spider-Man is, and things like that. That should be played on. I feel like if Wilson Fisk is going to be in this, and he is the villain, and he is the mayor or whatever, have Wilson Fisk get, maybe have Scorpion working for him, to where we could have Scorpion going at Spider-Man or something like that, I don't know. The possibilities, again, the Rogues Gallery, it's endless. But as always, question is for you guys. So let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking about what Spider-Man 4 could potentially be. Kevin Feige didn't really go in heavy here on what Spider-Man 4 could be. All he said is that right now, the writers are just now putting pen to paper. I don't know if I completely believe that. But and the only reason I say that is just because of all the other things that have come out. Now, the things that have come out in the past have been rumored. This is officially, the president of Marvel Studios speaking. But Kevin Feige, they're playing the game, bro. We all know how the game is played. I just don't believe it. I don't believe that they're just starting writing this script. I don't believe it. Because in a separate interview, actually in the same interview, they didn't. Fuck that. In the same interview, Kevin Feige said that they are no longer going to be pushing Disney Plus series. How'd he word it? We're no longer going to be pushing Disney Plus series. And he also said that that they've already gotten shit written for Phase 6 and Phase 7. So you're telling me that you haven't started on...
If anything, with Spider-Man, all they're doing is choosing which script they want. They probably got like 5 to 10 of them written.
Yeah. So you guys, let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking of all these new developments and new updates here from Kevin Feige with Spider-Man 4. And what are you wanting to see in Spider-Man 4? What villains are you wanting to see in Spider-Man 4? Are you wanting the rumor to be true that Black Cat is in the film? Are you believing the rumor that she was cut from the film or things like that. And again, who do you want the villain to be? And are you wanting Daredevil to show up and maybe even Echo? So let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking.